Okay, friends, good evening. The session is for 1 hour, and in this session, I'm show you a small presentation in which we're going to discuss about challenges and opportunities. And this session basically is in English as well as in Hindi, so any language that you're comfortable in. First will be the presentation, challenges and opportunities, according to me, and after that we'll also discuss about the market view and some stocks. Most of the stocks that I'm going to discuss today, there are 10 stocks that I've picked for the next year for the new Samvat. And these stocks, many of them have been picked in Precision Assist. Many of them have been discussed in video and on my WhatsApp updates as well. So we'll discuss those charts as now in this session today, so that you get a good kind of perspective. Okay, friends, good evening. Please let me know if you can hear me now. And is my voice clear? Or do you still get my double voice? राज जी लाइव वीडियो है जी. राज जी नमस्ते, लाइव वीडियो है. Okay, so let's start with the presentation first. Now, challenges and opportunities. So basically, as we as we are now entering the new Samvat, basically whenever we are in this Diwali period and whenever we are aiming at the new Samvat, we normally have a clear view, either a bullish view or a bearish view. But this somewhat is a bit different because we are facing a lot of uncertainty, and this uncertainty is what is making this period more interesting as an analyst and more challenging as an investor or a trader. So basically, markets do not like uncertainty, and I am sure you are already aware of this, that markets do not like uncertainty. So markets are always happy whenever there is some clear kind of a view, and that is what is missing right now. So basically, let's look at how challenging this period is, what the opportunities are for India during this period. So first we'll discuss about global challenges. Now here you can see global challenges. As everybody already knows that there is a war going on in Europe, and this war in Europe is the main problem to whatever difficulties that the world is right now going through. So basically, this due to this war, the global chain has been affected. So the flow of goods has been restricted, and that is what is an important reason for the inflation going up. So inflation is up, and you also know that energy is a big problem right now for European countries, and they're going to filter. So most of these reasons you already are aware of. Then an important thing like inflation. So the commodity prices going up is making inflation go up, and in many countries you'll find that this inflation is at multi-decade highs. So European countries where the inflation normally used to be 0.5%, 1%, or max 2%, in those countries are at inflation at 10%. Some are at 40% inflation. A country like Turkey is more than 70% inflation. So basically, inflation has been a problem in the recent times. Plus, now what happens is whenever inflation is high, okay, let me tell you one more thing. Whatever I'm discussing right now, after the video, I will also be sending this presentation or a write-up to you about with all these points, so that you can refer to it later on as well. So that can stay with you. So you'll get it on my WhatsApp. Plus, you'll also get it in my app. So if you have registered to the app, you'll get it in the app as well. Okay, coming back. Now, inflation has a direct relation with interest rates. This is what you all know. So, if inflation goes up, the interest rates go up, and that is what is been happening in the world right now. So, inflation going up has an impact on spending of the people, the money that people spend. Why? Because everything becomes costly. Interest rates have a negative impact on businesses. Why? Because money is borrowed from financial institutions, and the interest rates go up. The businesses have to pay higher in terms of higher interest rate, and that is what slows down the economy. So higher interest rate economy is something where the economy is slowing down. Okay, now then another important thing here is Chinese economy is going through a tough phase. So this is another important factor. Their property market accounts for 30% of their economy, and that is facing a slowdown right now. Plus, frequent lockdowns that have been seen in the parts of China because of their zero COVID policy. So whenever they find some COVID patients in a particular place, a particular city, then they directly lock down the city. So that has been impacting the manufacturing and sentiment. So that has been impacted. Okay, then another thing is there are fears of the US economy going into a recession. Why? Because we've already seen they have witnessed multiple rate hikes, and going forward, further rate hikes are expected. So whenever interest rates go up, so as I explained here, if interest rates go up, inflation goes up, interest rates go up, interest rates go up, and that impacts to slowing down of economy. So they're directly connected. Now, what will happen is a recession in the US economy, which is the biggest economy in the world today. If there's a recession in the US economy, it means it's going to impact on all the global economies, all the rest of the countries. So whatever, slow in different ways it will impact, but yes, it will surely have an impact. So these are all global challenges for us right now. So it's a tough period that way. Okay, now let's look at domestic challenges. So global challenges we've discussed. Now let's look at domestic challenges. Now, in case of domestic challenges, the thing is our economy that way has been strong, but we are not completely isolated. So that is an important point which you have to factor in. So if something happens in the US, though we are not uh, because we are not completely insulated, though we are a strong economy, but yes, it does have impact on businesses as well. And a very good example of this has been the IT companies. So in the last 10 months, 11 months, as the IT spending has slowed down because of the slowdown in the US economy, we've seen the impact on the IT economies, and you've seen IT stocks fall like anything from their all-time highs. So basically, slowing of global economies, rising interest rates, and higher inflation is making these global companies to hold on their spending, and that is what we have seen in the fall that IT companies have witnessed. Okay, now in case of India, for us, we have always lived with high inflation. So inflation for us now today we are around 7.5%. So we have already always been around here. So 10 years back, the inflation used to be 11 and 12%. After that, till before COVID, we were around 5.5%. Now we are at 7.5%. So it's not that we have never seen inflation. We have always lived with high inflation. So it's not like Europe, who's for the last 30-40 years have seen inflation at 0.5% or 1%. And then from 1%, if the inflation goes to 10%, it does impact. So it's not that it is not impacting us. Yes, it is impacting us too, but then compared to the European countries, we are being less impacted because we have always lived with high inflation throughout. Okay, now because there are these global challenges like inflation, then there is this war, then there is risk of the US economic recession. All this is making the upside in our markets limited. So as you've seen, whenever the markets, so there's always a positive kind of undercurrent which can be seen in our markets. So whenever we have a correction, there is good kind of support which is witnessed, and that support takes a market up. But then at higher levels, what happens is there is profit booking which limits the upside. So this we have continuously observed for the last few days. So every time that the market goes up, it fails to sustain at that level. Yes, next day again taking cues from the global markets, from the American markets, we again head higher. But then again at higher levels, there is the sustained buying that should be there is missing. So profit booking comes in as soon as the market try to head towards. So this is something which we have seen, and because of the inflation that the global countries are facing, redemption from their clients is making FIs and FPIs sell in our markets, and that is the reason as to why the Indian markets stand on a slippery wicket. So these are domestic challenges. Now to add to these challenges, some more points like so now what are the positives for India? So we have discussed global challenges, we have discussed the domestic challenges, and now the positives for the Indian economy. So the positives, as you can see, the earning side for economy has been strong. So the GST collections, which we every month, which we get to hear, have been good. Plus, the latest figures of direct and indirect tax collections too have been good compared to the previous years. So that is, so all this is positive. So these are all positives for our economy. So one is the GST collections, and the second is the direct and indirect tax collections. All this have been positive. Now to add to this, to add to this to add to this, you can see that the first quarter earnings, they have been positive. Now we are into second quarter earnings. Till now, the announcements so far have positive, so that also is good for our markets, and that is what is keeping our markets afloat. So that is what is holding our markets near to all-time highs. So if you compare our markets with the rest of the global markets, then you'll find that we are in a much better place. And why? Because our economy is doing good, the companies are announcing good kind of numbers, so the business is happening well. Okay, another positive for India is crude had gone to levels of 120 $125 per barrel. Now that too has cooled off, and crude currently trades at $84 per barrel. Now why is this positive? This is positive because the crude is a major contributor in the import bill for our country. So that is why the difference between these prices is what matters. So this is again a positive because the coal prices have cooled down. So that is a positive. Then the next positive for our markets is the fund flow in the financial markets. So the fund flow has been strong, and we know that this fund flow has been strong from the domestic side as well as from the institutional side. So the mutual fund SIP collections have continuously been going up. So that is a positive. So every month you have this 9,000, 11,000 crores of SIP collections that happen, which flow into our markets. So that is a positive thing. Plus, we also have global fund flow in our markets because today in the rest of the world, India is in a sweet spot, and that is what is attracting the fund flow in our markets. Now, to add to this, we have large corporations because of the China plus one strategy. Now, this is an important point which you have to take into consideration, this China plus one strategy. So, all the global majors earlier used to have their manufacturing in China, but now, since COVID, everybody has realized that you cannot be dependent on one country or one manufacturing unit, and you need to have multiple units at different places, so that even if one is impacted, the other continues to do the job. And due to this China plus one strategy, India is looking at a positive side. So for example, Foxconn, which was Apple Inc.'s largest global supplier, Foxconn is also setting up a plant in India. And you have heard many uh, 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 news, many about many companies that they are setting up plants. As you know, Samsung is manufacturing mobile phones in India. So plenty of things that are happening. So plenty of manufacturers who are coming into India via that Atmanirbhar and Make in India initiatives that the government has. So these are all positives for India. Now the current situation. Now, looking at the current situation, we have seen that the markets made all-time highs in October of 2021. After making those all-time highs in 2021, the markets have been consolidating, and markets have been facing resistance at around 18,000 and 18,605. These are levels for the Nifty 50 index. So this has been a tough resistance, and the last 1 year has been consolidation. I will come to the charts as well. I will show you these levels on the charts too. Most of the heavyweights have witnessed strong kind of up moves. So since the COVID fall, in the last 2 years, most of the stocks have gone up by 5 times and 10 times compared to whatever they were trading in March and April of 2020. So that is a positive. And now after this strong and up move, we are witnessing a consolidation in many of these counters, many of these stocks. Now, so an important point for all investors to understand is that after multifold gains, it has to go through a time correction, and many of the companies are doing this right now. So this is something which you have to understand. It's not that something a stock from 100 went to 1000, and therefore let me buy it at 1000, and from 1000 the stock will go to 10,000. That logic does not apply in the stock markets. It does not work that way. So this is a very important point which every trader and investor needs to understand, and this will save a lot of hardship for you. Basically, if you understand this, it will save a lot of hardship, because what happens is a stock rallies from 100 to 1000. At 1000 think that it will go 10 times from here, because I get to hear a lot of positive stories, and therefore I buy at 1000, and then from there the stock comes down to 900, 800, 700, or it keeps on trading around that level for the next 2-3 years or 4 years or 5 years maybe, and then I'm stuck and I cannot do anything. I cannot catch rest of the opportunities. Why? Because my money is already stuck. Then that again is not something which is good. Okay, next is the Dojones Index. So I'm going to also talk about the Dojones and about this level 29568. Currently the Dojones is trading above this, so that is a positive, but I will show it to you on chart why this level is important, and as to why we need to track the Dojones or the Dow, which is the exchange for the New York stock, which is the index for the New York Stock Exchange, to get cues from to decide the further journey of our markets or the indices. Okay, so these are all positive points. One small thing left. 1 second. Okay, so the current situation is not where now. This is an important slide. I would request everybody to not only understand this but also implement whatever I'm explaining right now. So the current situation is not the one where anything that you touch may turn out to be gold. So this is not a period where you touch, you buy any stock and that makes multi-bagger returns for you. No, it's not that kind of a period. It's a very difficult period, and you need to be very cautious while trading stocks during this period. Okay, so as I said, as I explained earlier, do not use this logic. Please do not use this logic that a stock from 100 went to 1000, and therefore now I will buy at 1000 so that it will become 10,000. Okay, this logic does not work. Now why am I explaining this, and why am I repeating it again and again? The reason as to why I'm repeating it is because what happens is when the price is at 100, the normal sources from wherever you get updates about stocks, you do not get an update about this stock when the stock is at 100 rupees. You start getting to hear about this stock continuously when the stock is at 1000 rupees, and all the positive news, everything gung ho about that company, about the business, about that particular stock, you get to hear only at 1000. And that is the reason when the price from 100 becomes 1000, you are tempted to buy that stock. So you're not tempted to buy that stock when it is at 100. You're tempted to buy the stock when it is at 1000 rupees. The positive news, the kind of positive news, the flow of the positive news, or the number of positive news that you're getting, or the frequency of the positive news that you're getting for that particular company, that particular stock, is high when the price is at 1000, and that is what makes you tempted to buy that stock. So if you manage to control yourself, if you manage to restrict yourself from doing this, that itself will save a lot of money for you, and that itself will help you in many ways to be in this stock market on the winning side. Okay, so please follow this. Please use this simple thing that I have explained. Okay, so currently the markets have taken a pause, as we have already seen. For the last 1 year, the index has been trading range bound, 15,200 on the upside, 18,000, 18,200. So a 3,000 point range for the Nifty for the last 1 year. Okay, now going forward, basically right now the markets are waiting. Why are they waiting? They're waiting as to see as to how India Inc. or how companies perform in the quarterly two. So in the second quarter earnings, first quarter earnings were fairly positive. So that is what has helped the market stay afloat. So that is good. Now the markets are waiting for the second quarter earnings. So once the second quarter earnings are announced, that will help the further trend to be developed. But remember, this is a script specific market, so you may find that the index keeps on consolidating, and you may find individual stock, you may come across winners in form of individual stocks. So individual script specific trades, script specific activity is something which is going to continue going forward, right? So the results, the quarterly results would help the market players to judge whether India remains in a better place compared to the world for investment. So this is an important thing. So the second quarter is going to be closely watched. Okay, another important thing which I feel is we have a festive season going on, and so I personally think that the next 3 months should be good for companies. Now we don't know, we have to wait and see whether this really happens. But yes, normally what happens is festive season, and that too this festive season is after 2 years of COVID fears plus restrictions. So in the last 2 years we have seen some of the other restrictions being implemented, and therefore people not been able to enjoy the festivities wholeheartedly. But this time that is not the case, and therefore I think the next 3 months should be good for businesses as people come out and spend more because of the festivities, right? So this is the current situation that we are in. Okay, now what are the opportunities going forward? Okay, so some of the opportunities I've listed here. There are many others, but yes, some of them have been listed here. So what are the opportunities? The first opportunity is in form of new tech implementation. And what is that? It is 5G. So as you all have heard, we are 5G is from 1st of October we have already implemented 5G. Airtel has already launched 5G plans and the service. Jio is going to launch in the next few days. So this is something which is an opportunity going forward. Second is the monsoon this year has been good. Yes, in some parts it has been excess as well, but being India even today remains an agriculture led economy, and therefore a good monsoon does have a positive impact on the economy. So quite possibly going forward, the agriculture related businesses and the consumption sector related businesses could benefit. Then the next point is Atmanirbhar Bharat. So this is benefited the economy in different ways. We have seen this in form of the defense sector developments that have happened. So that is a positive. And plus other places as well. So defense is one, but rest of the manufacturing units, as I explained, because of China plus one policy of global companies, there are plenty of other companies, manufacturing units which are coming up, but can be clearly seen in defense sector. Then the last point here I have is infrastructure development, which we all have seen has good kind of a leap in the recent years. So the infrastructure development continues, and that also is going to be a positive for the overall economy. Not maybe in terms of the infrastructure companies, but can be a benefit to others, like for example logistics, auto manufacturers, transport companies, travel companies. That way, for those FMCG companies, so in that case infrastructure development is going to be a positive for them. Okay, so that was a short presentation from my side. Wish you a very happy Diwali and a profitable new Samvat. Okay, now let's go to the charts and let's see the charts. Okay, let me just open the chart now. Okay, the presentation, the contents of the presentation, as I have already told you, I'll be sending it to you on WhatsApp. Plus, if you're in my app, you'll also get it in the app as well. Okay. Now let's start with the view on the markets first, and then I'll talk about 10 stocks which I think should be good for investment going forward. Okay, let me start with the view on the Nifty. Now this is the chart that you can see here on the screen. Is the Nifty chart. It is a weekly chart. Let me make it monthly. Okay, now this is a monthly chart. Okay, this is a monthly chart of Nifty. Now, as you can see here, so we'll see the chart for the last 3 years. Now, if you look at this chart, now this is the COVID fall that you can see. So Nifty had fallen down below 8,000 levels. From here, the Nifty witnessed a strong kind of an up move. So from the levels around 7,500, Nifty went up to 18,500, as you can see. So more than double in the next 1.5 year. And since then, what is the Nifty doing? The Nifty is consolidating. So this is a normal thing which happens, and it happens with all stocks. So it's not only this index, but it happens with all the stocks. And if I have to show you some examples, let me fast show you examples. I can show you a TCS, I can show you a Hindustan Lever, I can show you a Maruti, all from different sectors. So for example, if I have to show you a TCS, now this is the long-term chart of TCS. So one candle represents 1 month, and this is all-time chart of TCS, as you can see here. Now, if you look at this chart, every time that the stock has gone up, after that the stock has witnessed a consolidation or a sideways kind of a trend. So here, if you see from 2008 till 2011, the stock went up. What happened in the next 2 years? The stock traded flat. After that, again the stock went up. What happened for the next 3 years? Look, see here, the stock traded flat. So it went through a sideways kind of trend, or it went through a consolidation. Okay, then again the stock went up. What happened for the next 2 years? Sideways, consolidation. So from 2020 till mid of 2021, for the next 1.5 year, what happened? The stock from 1600 went to 4000. Now what should happen going forward? Nothing, consolidation. Okay, now always remember, whenever there is an overreaction, whenever prices run ahead of fundamentals, there you witness a correction. Whenever the price is discounting the business and the business is good, you will find that the price goes through a sideways consolidation. Now this was TCS. I will show you a chart of Maruti as well, which is from a different sector. So this was IT. Now Maruti is an auto company. So irrespective of what sector the company is into, every stock, every company, every business has to go through this kind of a consolidation. So this is what I want to explain by showing you these examples. See, look at these charts. Now from 2008 till 2009, the price went up, so doubled. What happened after that? From 2009 till 2014, the stock traded sideways. From 2013 to 2015, the price went up. From 1000, the stock went up to 4500. What happened after that? A correction. Yeah. After that, again the price from 3000 went to 9500. How much times? 3 times. The price appreciated by 3 times. And see what happened from 2018 onwards. From 2018 onwards, the price has not been able to go anywhere. You getting my point? So every company, every business has to go through this kind of a correction. Now let me show you one last example. This is Hindustan Lever. Again, a third sector. This is FMCG. So first which I showed you was an IT company. The second one which I showed you was an auto company. And now the third one which I'm showing you is a FMCG company. And we are looking at the last 15-20 years of chart. See, now even in this case, every time that the stock has gone up, what has happened? The stock has witnessed a sideways corrections. So you can see it here. Let me just zoom the chart and take you back. See, now this is 95 to 99, a strong uptrend. From 2000 to 2004, a correction. Okay, from 2004 to 2006, a strong up move from 100 to 300, and after that, for the next from 2006 to 2010, nothing, sideways, right? Now from 2010 to 2012, again an up move. What happened the next 2 years till 2014? More or less at the same level. From 2013-14, again a strong up move. From 500, the stock went to 1000. What happened in the next 2 years? Nothing, sideways. Okay, and now since 2017, you can see that the stock has been trading in a strong uptrend till 2018. Now till 1 second, I'll just zoom the chart so that you can see it properly. 1 second. Okay. Now see what has happened from 2016 onwards is, from 2016, the stock went up till 2018. Now till 2020, sorry, 2018, the stock went up from 800, the stock went to 1800. What happened for the next 1 year? Sideways, consolidation. From 2019, from levels of 1600, the stock went to 2600. What has happened for the last 3 years? The stock is trading range bound. You can see this range here. So this is applicable to all companies, all businesses, and all prices. So the reason, the explanation which I gave you, that a stock from 100 rupees becomes 1000 rupees, and therefore I come and buy at 1000. Why? Because I expect the stock to become 10,000, does not apply in the stock markets. Please remember this. Look at this company. Look at this company. I don't want to tell you the name of this stock. You know what the name is. This stock was trading at around 25-27 rupees in the month of May 2020. From May of 2020, the stock went up to 280-300 levels. Okay. So how many times? 10 times. The stock went up by 10 times. Now, after this 10 times up move, what happens is, you don't get to hear positive here. You don't get any positive news here. You don't get any positive news here. When the stock is trading at this point, and at this point, you continuously get all the positives, all the positive news. And that is what makes you feel कि अरे यार ये 28 रुपए का 280 हो गया, अब मैं 280 में लेता हूं और 2500 में बेचता हूं. Why? Because the frequency, the news flow is so strong, and so on the positive side is what makes you feel that way. But that is when you need to open the chart and you need to see as to how the stock has moved. Whenever any kind of stock, now I already shown you 3 examples of 3 companies from 3 different sectors which have shown this kind of a strong up move, and after that strong up move, those stocks have gone through consolidations for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So minimum of 1 year, maximum of 3 years if the business is good. So in this case too, if the business is good, the price will not fall down. The price may continue to respect the support levels. But then what will happen on the upside? On the upside, the price will not be able to make new highs. Why? Because all the positives that you get to hear are already discounted by the price. So because that it is discounted, and because of those positives is what the price has moved up. So from 27 to 280 is because of all those positives. Now for the price to go up further, so it's not that the price may not go up, the price may go up, but after it completes this consolidation. What happens is, if I enter a trade here at 260 on this candle, and after that if I have to hold this stock for the next 2 years, क्या होता है? थक जाते हो. अरे यार सब कुछ चल रहा है यार, मेरा स्टॉक ही नहीं चलता है. सब कुछ चलता है, मेरा स्टॉक छोड़ के बाकी सब कुछ चलता है. थक जाते हो आप. और बेसिकली दूसरी अगर कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी होती हो मार्केट में तब, तो वो आप ले नहीं पाते हो क्योंकि आपके पैसे अटके हैं. और पैसे भी अगर हो तो हिम्मत नहीं होती है हिम्मत क्यों नहीं होती है? क्योंकि अरे यार इस तरीके का एक्सपीरियंस यार मैं लेता हूं और भाव अटक जाता है. You getting my point? So the basic thing, simplest thing that you have to do is just open the chart and see. If the stock has already run up multiple times, control your emotions. That's it. रुकेंगे, देखते हैं क्या होता है, करने तो दो. अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, इन द स्टॉक मार्केट्स अपॉर्चुनिटीज एवरी डे. हर रोज अपॉर्चुनिटी होती है. आपको अगर ये लगता हो कि ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मेरे हाथ से निकल गई तो बस सब खत्म हो गया, ऐसा नहीं होता है. The stock markets have an opportunity every day. It may not be in form of Tata Power. It may be in some other form, some other stock, some other name. May not maybe a T, maybe an A, maybe an Axis Bank, maybe a Canara Bank, maybe a Reliance, something else, not this one. So always remember, you don't miss opportunities in the stock market. Stock market will have an opportunity every day for you. The only thing is you need to have the vision to catch those opportunities. Got it? So remember this. Okay, now I will come back to the view on the markets. Sorry, I took a little more time, but I wanted to make this point clear to you. Okay, I hope I have managed to convey. Okay, now this is the index. Now, if you look at this index, you can clearly plot a trend line. So I'll take the all-time high here, and from the all-time high, I will take the next all-time high and I'll plot a trend line. So going forward, this level is going to act as a resistance. It is that simple. So ये level कौन सी है? तो ये level आप देख सकते हैं 18,000 के आसपास वाला level है. 18,000, 17,940, 18,000. These are all resistance levels, right? Right up to 18,600. So if you want, I will write it down here. So on the long-term charts, the resistance for the Nifty starts from 17,950. It goes to 18,000, 18,600. So these are the resistance levels. तो क्या ये रेजिस्टेंस लेवल हमने यहाँ पे प्लॉट कर दी तो निफ्टी ये ब्रेक करके ऊपर ही नहीं जा पाएगा क्या? ऐसा होता है क्या? ऐसा होता है क्या सही में? ऐसा नहीं होता है. जाएगा ना, जब सही समय आएगा तब वो ब्रेक करके भी जाएगा, उसमें कुछ दिक्कत वाली बात है नहीं. तो अगर सब कुछ अच्छा होता है, कल यूक्रेन का वॉर ही खत्म हो जाता है, इन्फ्लेशन कंट्रोल में आ जाता है, तो ये क्यों नहीं चलेगा? चलेगा ना, जरूर चलेगा. और सबसे पहला तो इंडिया का मार्केट चलने वाला है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे मैंने जैसे आपको ऑलरेडी पॉजिटिव्स तो बता दिए. सो आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड द पॉजिटिव्स टू यू, राइट? सो बिकॉज ऑफ दोस पॉजिटिव्स इंडिया का मार्केट तो चलने वाला है. सो but these levels are important is what I'm trying to tell you here, and these levels are something which you have to watch going forward. So resistances between 17,950 50 40 to 18,600, and support levels from 15,000. Once again, I just click here. So we are right now trading in this range. Now this is the long-term chart. So these levels that I have mentioned here are on the long-term chart. Okay, I'll also see the short-term chart so that you get a short-term perspective as well. One second, let me complete this first. So this is the resistance and this is the support band for the Nifty right now. Okay, so this was the monthly chart. Do you want me to write here monthly so that there is no confusion? Okay, this is monthly chart. Acha, remember one more thing, the latest candle that you see on this monthly chart is not complete. Why? Because it will be complete on the last trading day of this particular month. So this is a monthly chart, right? So you can also take a screenshot of this screen so that these levels stay with you. Okay, now let me go to the daily chart so that we will be able to identify short-term levels for the market. Okay, now what has happened is the last 1 year of chart is very important. And why is it important? See, what has happened in the last 1 year is multiple times the index has gone to these levels, and from there the index has fallen down. I will plot some I will plot multiple trend lines here. 1 second. Let me join all the tops and plot these lines. So this is one trend line that I have plotted. Now I'll be able to plot another trend line joining all the highs or the latest high. Okay, now what is going to happen is these two trend lines that we have plotted here are going to act as a resistance band for the index. So and why is this going to happen? This is going to happen because you can see as to how the index has respected this level. So you can see a resistance here, you can see a resistance here, you can see a resistance here. These are all resistances. So the index did go to these levels, but then at these levels there was resistance, there was selling pressure which brought the index down. So the index was not able to sustain at those levels. So these are all resistance bands. So and what has happened is every time that the index has gone to this resistance trend line, you can see the kind of fall that the index has witnessed. You can see it here. See the sell-offs. See here also. Small, big, whatever. But there have been sell-offs which the markets have witnessed from these levels. And this is what is making the current level that we are trading at between 17,400 and 18,000. What is this? This is a major supply zone for the index. Got it? So this on short-term charts, the current levels that we are trading at is a big resistance. I will just zoom the chart and show you for the last few months. Okay, look at this chart. Now, when you look at this chart, you will immediately find that this level between 17,500 and this level around 18,000, 18,100 is a resistance on the short-term chart. Now, this is a daily chart, one candle for 1 day. Resistance between 17,500 and 18,000 and 18,100. So, this is a resistance on short-term charts. So for the markets to go to all-time highs or for the markets to make new highs, first the market has to break past all these multiple resistances here, break through these multiple resistance bands, and only after that can happen. And when do if the question is when do I expect that to happen, then I would say that I expect that to happen once we get to hear a lot of positive in the quarterly earnings. The market should be able to hold on to the current levels, and by the year of this end, by the end of this year, around December to Jan, I think the market should also be able to make a new high going forward. So that is a period which one needs to watch. But this is the resistance right now. On the downside, we also have support. So it's not that we don't have supports. So around 17,100 and 16,800, we also have support bands. So that also is there. So currently the market is trading range bound, and in many of my videos, many of my updates, you must have heard me say the market is range bound. Don't look at the index, look at individual stocks. And why do I say this? I say this because of the way the market is trading right now. So here you can see these are the support levels for the market, and these are the resistance levels for the market, right? So we are trading range bound. So this basically is the short-term view for the Nifty. On the downside, 17,000, 16,800, which is the support, and on the upside, 17,500 to 18,100, which is the resistance. So basically, from the next 1 year point of view, what are the levels which one needs to watch? For that, we come back to the monthly chart, and for that, these are the levels which you have to watch from the next 1 year point of view till these levels don't break. So for example, the resistance does not break on the higher side, or the support does not break on the lower side, the Nifty is expected to keep its consolidation going on, and it will continue to trade in this range. I believe so as I have already told you, possibly December to Jan is a time when we may expect or we may see a breakout happening in the index if it happens. Or whenever the Ukraine war comes to an end, that is a period when we can see a breakout happening in our markets. Got it? So this is the view on the Nifty. Now let's go to the Bank Nifty. Now, if you look at the bank chart of Bank Nifty, and if you compare Nifty with Bank Nifty, you'll find that Bank Nifty has managed to show us better strength than Nifty, and the reason for this has been the announcements, the earning announcements that we have seen from banks. So most of the announcements have been positive, and that is an important reason as to why you see strength in the Bank Nifty. But overall, even if you look at the chart of long-term chart of Bank Nifty, you will find Bank Nifty also is consolidating better than Nifty, but yes, it also is in a consolidation. See, on the upside, this is the resistance, the horizontal line, red horizontal line that I have plotted, and these are the supports on the downside. So yes, the range has been big. It is not a small range, but finally that is what the price is telling us. Right, so on the monthly chart, the Nifty has a resistance at 41,800, 41,840. That is the resistance. And on the downside, 32,150 and 3,400. These are support levels. As we have seen good kinds of earning announcements, the Bank Nifty has been continuously inching upwards, and it has been continuously aiming for that resistance. Now this is on the long-term chart. This is a monthly chart. Now let me come to the daily chart so that we get to identify the short-term levels for this particular index. Okay, now this is the short-term. So this is a daily chart, short-term chart. So let's look at it for the last 3-4 months. So even if you look at this particular chart here, you'll find that here also on the daily chart, the Bank Nifty is trading range bound. On the downside, 37,400, 300 has been the support, and on the upside, 41,840 has been the resistance. So a support band here, and on the upside, resistance at 41,800 and 41,850. So this is the resistance band for the Bank Nifty, and this is the support band for the Nifty. Right? So Bank Nifty is trading between these two levels. So Bank Nifty is also range bound. So my advice would be, more than the index, you focus on individual stocks. Script specific activity is something which will generate better returns in this kind of a market. So overall, the view right now is of consolidation, and the consolidation may continue till we have pressure from the global markets, till we have inflation on the upsurge, and till we have the war going on in Europe. Till that time, upsides in our markets would be limited to these resistances. If any time these resistances break, the view would surely change, in which case I would give you a review on what is happening. Right? So this is the view on the markets right now. Okay, next is the stocks which I think would do good going forward. So let's discuss about those stocks. Okay, first stock would be Bharti Airtel and let me explain you as to the reasons as to why I think this stock is going to do good. Now, if you look at this all-time chart of Bharti Airtel, what has happened is from 2007 till 2021, as you can see here on this chart, the stock was facing resistance around those levels of 565, 590 multiple times. So these black lines that I have plotted here, and there are some levels above this as well. So there is a resistance band for these many years, right from 2007 till 2021. So how many years? 13, 14 years. As you can see, every time that the stock went up, it faced resistance here multiple times. And what was the stock doing? The stock was doing nothing. It was trading flat. As you can see here, it was trading flat between this range. And for how long? It was trading here for 14 years. And now after 14 years, what happened? In this month of August 2021. In August 2021, the stock finally generated a breakout above this resistance. Now, 14 years of resistance. Whenever a stock managed to break past a 14-year resistance, what it means that there is something interesting happening on the business front, which is going to take the business to a next level. And if the business is going to the next level, what is going to happen with the price? The price is going to reciprocate. Same way, price is also going to go to a new level. Now, whenever I have seen this kind of a formation in the past, I have seen those stocks double from there in the next 3 years. Okay, so this happened in 2021, August of 2021. We have already 1 year past that, 2 more years to go. And what should be the expected target? So this resistance was around 560, 600. So the expected target in this stock was 1200 rupees. And till when is it expected to happen? It will happen till August of 2024. So this is one interesting stock. And even if you look at the short term chart, so even if I zoom this chart and show you as to how the price has been moving, see, this is the point where the price generated a breakout. So this is August of 21. This is the candle when the price generated a breakout above this resistance, 14-year-old resistance. After that, the price went up, and what happened? It consolidated, means it is continuously trading above that level. So this level now becomes a support for the stock. It is trading above that level. And what happened last month? Last month again it managed to break past this 1 year consolidation. So the price is continuously breaking resistances, moving up, breaking resistances, moving up. So which is a positive thing which is happening. And therefore I think this is an interesting stock from an investment point of view. And it is not that I am discussing this for the first time. So you must have heard about Bharti Airtel, this analysis, or me talk about Bharti Airtel in many of my videos earlier on my YouTube channel. Plus, you also have detailed analysis of this stock available in Precision Assist as well. So for August of 21, you have it. Plus September of 22, you have this detailed analysis. So it is already available in the software in Precision Assist. So you already know about it. So basically, the stop loss for this trade should be below this consolidation here. So the stop loss will be around 600. And on the upside, as I told you, normally a stock after breaking such kind of a resistance, a multi-year resistance, the stock normally tends to double from there. So I expect the stock to become 1200 in the next 2 years. So by August of 2024, we should expect that target to happen. Stop loss of 600 for this particular stock. So this was the first stock which I wanted to discuss with you. The second stock which I want to discuss with you is Corp. Now, as I already explained, that the stocks which I'm going to discuss have been the detailed analysis of these stocks is already available in Precision Assist, and many of them have been in my WhatsApp updates plus YouTube videos as well. Okay, now if you look at this chart of Corp, since 2009, you can see that the stock was trading. So has been trading, so it has been trading in a downtrend right from 2006-7. But if you look at this particular chart, I can plot it a resistance trend line. So from 2009, this resistance trend line is in force, and the stock has been facing resistance this trend line or this particular price for these many years, so 12-13 years of resistance. And what happened last month? Last month the stock managed to break past this level. So look at this candle. Okay, so it not only broke past that level, but along with that, even if you look at the volumes have been strong. So volumes are further confirming this kind of a breakout that is happening. So JCorp is one stock which has to be on your radar. It has to be in your portfolio. Okay, now if I buy this stock, shall I buy it without a stop loss? No, no, no. Whatever happens, it could be an investment trade, it could be a short-term trade. Every trade comes with a stop loss. Why? Because I can analyze a stock, I cannot make the price move. So if the price fails, and there are plenty of factors which come into play when a price decides to move up or move down, and which may be beyond your control. So the only thing which you can control is where to enter and when to exit. So a stop loss is very important. So as I explained in the earlier example of Bharti Airtel, 14 year of resistance breaking. In this case, it is a 13 year of resistance which is breaking. So normally after these kinds of breakouts, the move that happens after that, again, what duration? 3-year duration. So it's not a 3-month duration, it's a 3-year duration. So in the next 3 years, the stock is expected to be a multi-bagger. And the stop loss for this particular trade is around 130. And on the upside, the stock is expected to hit a high of 360 in the next 3 years. So this is the second stock, JCorp, for you. The third stock is Trill. Recently I had this video uploaded on my YouTube channel, plus the detailed analysis of this is also available in Precision Assist. Okay, so now if you look at this stock, Transformers and Rectifiers India Limited, see again the same kind of a formation you may see. Multiple year, multiple top resistances. Look at this level of 47, 48 acting as a resistance for how many years? You can see right from 2008 till 2022, this level was acting as a resistance. Here you can see multiple times. Just look at how many times the stock has faced resistance here. And then after 13-14 years, what happens last month? Last month the stock finally generated a breakout. So the stock finally managed to break past this level at 47, 48. And did it do as it is? No, look at the volumes. The volumes also have been strong. So this good kind of buying that has already the stock has witnessed. It means something interesting, something positive happening. When will this view fail? This view will fail when the stock falls. So going forward, if the stock fails to sustain above this red horizontal line that I have plotted, and if it falls below 47, then it means the view that I had on this stock has failed. The business has failed. The business was not able to live up to expectations of shareholders. This is what it tells you. And that if that happens, then what should you do? You should not wait on hopes. You should exit the trade. So where should your stop loss be? Your stop loss in this case should be at 42, which is below this horizontal line of 47. So your stop loss should be at 42. On the upside, what is the level that is expected? In the next 3 years, the stock is expected to hit a high of 94. So this is the all-time high that the stock will aim for in the next 3 years. This is still the third stock for you in this session for the new Samvat. Now the fourth stock. This fourth stock also I have discussed multiple number of times, and as you know, banks have been doing good, and therefore this is one stock which should not be missed. This is a similar formation to what we saw in case of Bharti Airtel. Now if you look at the all-time chart, so right from 1994, this is the chart on NSE from 1994 till now. So if you look at this particular chart here, you will find that from 2010 till 2020, the stock was trading what? You can see flat. It was trading flat, as you can see here. For how many years? For 10, 11 years. So every time that the stock went to this level, it faced resistance and it fell down. And what is this level? This level was, now this level is adjusted for price. The price is adjusted for bonuses split. So the price was facing resistance around levels of 340 and 360, 365. And then finally in 2020, what happened? The price managed to break past this level. Since then, the price has been trading up. So what happens normally in this kind of a formation? So as I explained in Bharti Airtel, when this kind of a resistance at 365, when it breaks, in the next 3 years, the stock should become how much? The stock should double. And in this case, it should become around 730, 750. This is the target for this particular stock in the next 3 years. Now, if I zoom this chart, and if I show you the latest chart, then you'll find that there is something interesting happening again. So it's not that it happened only in 2020. Even if you look at this chart here, you'll find that the price has gone up and another consolidation is happening. So once the stock manages to break past this consolidation here, see this one. This consolidation also for the last 1 year. So as I said, after every up move, the price goes through a consolidation, and consolidation is a good thing to happen. A consolidation is a time when price manages to gather in strength for the next up move that is going to happen. So if you look at this particular stock here, this up move, this sideways consolidation, and now going forward, whenever the breakout happens, it will be a further opportunity for a new trade to be initiated. So what is the level that you need to be watchful on? The level is 578. So the stock has got a resistance band at 578, 579. Once the stock manages to break past this level at 578 and 79 is when you can think of a further trade in this particular stock. So this is a level, this is a stock which you should not miss. It should be on your radar for a fresh entry. So the first entry happened at 365. I missed it. Okay, let's consider that I missed that entry. Now, when should I enter next? I should enter next when this breakout happens. So whenever the stock manages to close above 578, 579, which is the resistance for the stock, that is the time when I get into a fresh trade. Remember this. So this stock is the fourth stock for you, which is SBI. And whenever this opportunity happens and whenever a valid breakout happens, you'll surely get an update from me. If you're not a part of my mentorship program, then you have my number at the bottom, which is scrolling. You can WhatsApp me your interest and we'll get you enrolled. No problem at all. हाथ पकड़ेंगे, आगे लेके जाएंगे, रुकना नहीं है. So this is SBI for you. The fifth stock of this session is specialty chemicals. Oh, sorry, specialty restaurants, not chemicals. Extremely sorry. Okay, this again is a monthly chart of specialty. Look at this. A similar chart. Something similar to what we saw in case of Bharti Airtel or Jaicorp, or in case of Transformers and Rectifiers India Limited, or what we saw in case of SBI for a 10-11 year period. A similar kind of thing you can see here as well. 2012 to 2022, you can see this resistance. So see the number of times that the stock has faced resistance and has fallen down from there multiple times. And what happens here? Suddenly 3 months back, the stock manages to break past this resistance. Volumes also on an uptick. So basically, till the time the stock trades above this level of 170, the stock is going to trade bullish. This is specialty. So in case of specialty, your stop loss has to be at around 165. On the upside, this stock also is expected to double. So the breakout level is around 170, 175. So on upsides to levels of 340 is what is expected. Now here also you can see the stock went up to 240 and from then it's consolidating. So for the last 2 months, it is in a consolidation. Yes, quite possible. Why? Because if you look at the way the stock has traded in the last 6 months, From levels of 100, 102, the stock went up to 240, right? So it more than doubled. So after that kind of a move, 3-4 महीने का कंसोलिडेशन तो होना ही होना है, और होगा तो बुरी बात है नहीं, अच्छी बात है. तो अगर आपने लिया नहीं है, if you have not bought, wait for this consolidation, wait for a further fresh breakout to happen. Same way what I explained in case of SBI. Let me show you the daily chart for this stock so that you understand this. See this daily chart. Now what can you see on this daily chart? You can clearly see the consolidation that is happening, right? तो क्या कर रहा है ये स्टॉक? कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है. तो अगर ये स्टॉक कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है तो अभी क्या करना है? अभी कुछ नहीं करना है, ये कंसोलिडेशन होने देना है. ये देखिए ना, यहाँ पे है ना, कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है ना, तो कंसोलिडेशन होने दीजिए. जब भी एक फ्रेश इन्विटेशन देगा तब एक फ्रेश ट्रेड भी बनेगा. जैसे कल के वीडियो में मैंने बताया कि दोस्त की शादी है, तो एक डेट डिसाइड होती है, उस डेट पे शादी होती है, उस डेट को आपने जाना है ना, शादी अटेंड करने के लिए. ऐसा हम बोल नहीं सकते ना, अरे भाई चल मैं आज आता हूं तेरे घर पे, तू शादी कर ले. ऐसा हो तो होता नहीं. तो जिस दिन शादी होगी उस दिन आपने जाना है. तो उसी तरीके से जब ये स्टॉक इन्विटेशन जनरेट करेगा तब आपने उस स्टॉक में ट्रेड लेके बैठना है. जब इसमें इन्विटेशन है नहीं, अभी कुछ कर नहीं रहा है स्टॉक, तो आपने उसमें घुस के ये नहीं बोलना है कि अरे चल मैंने बाय कर लिया, अब तू निकल, अब भाग, अब दौड़. नहीं दौड़ने वाला है वो आपको थका देगा बिठा बिठा के. समझ में आ गया? तो इन्विटेशन की राह देखनी है. जब भी ये इन्विटेशन देगा तब आप उसने उस स्टॉक में बने रहना है, एक ट्रेड बनाना है और बने भी रहना है. समझ में आ गया? ये है, दिस इज स्पेशलिटी फॉर यू. ओके, देन द नेक्स्ट वन, सिक्स्थ स्टॉक. 5 more stocks to go, total 10 stocks that I'm going to discuss. This is the sixth one. This is RITES. Now look at this stock, RITES Limited, a similar stock. See, this level of 330 was a resistance for the stock for what kind of time duration? For 2.5 years. After 2.5 years, the stock has generated a breakout above this. So for 2 years, the stock was trading flat between these levels, between 220 and 330. And after 2.5 years, the stock has managed to break past this level. This again, same kind of a formation. Whenever this kind of a sideways breakout pattern has formed on charts in the past, the stock from this breakout level has managed to double in the next 3 years. So from 330, the stock is expected to move to levels of 660 in what time period? 3 years, coming up 3 years. So what is the stop loss for this particular trade? The stop loss for this particular trade is going to be at 320. 320 का stop loss, और ऊपर में कहां तक चलेगा? तो 600 660 तक ये ऊपर चल सकता है. दिस इज राइट्स फॉर यू. 6th stock. Then the 7th stock is Shankara. This stock again had featured in Precision Assist a few months back. And why was it a part of Precision Assist? The reason was it made a rounding bottom formation. So if you look at this particular stock here, the stock made a rounding bottom formation. So this particular 28th of February, if you go to Precision Assist, you will find detailed analysis of this stock in Precision Assist for 28th of February. So basically what had happened was, after listing, the stock went up. As you can see here on the chart, the stock got listed in 2017. After listing, the stock went up. So from 500 600 rupees, the stock went up to 2300. But then at 2300, people realized कि अरे भाई ये तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, इसमें बिजनेस तो है नहीं. The price came down to find the original valuation, and it found its original value somewhere around 250 260 rupees. Since 2019 till 2021, for the next 2 years, the stock traded flat, as you can see here. After that, the stock managed to break out. Okay. Now what happens is, there are two kinds of breakouts that you can see on charts. One breakout is where the business has galloped. So there is a abnormal kind of growth in business which is seen. In that kind of a case, when the breakout happens, you will find a straight kind of an up move. A good example of this is Tanla Solutions, where after this kind of a formation, the breakout which happened ensured that for the next 1 year, the stock kept on moving up. So that is one kind of a breakout. The second kind of a breakout is like this. You'll come across both these breakouts on charts. And the reason as to why I'm telling you, you need to be aware of this, because नहीं तो आपको लगते रहेगा कि अरे क्या यार ब्रेकआउट दिया चला नहीं है, ब्रेकआउट दिया चला नहीं है. ऐसे नहीं होता है, दोनों तरीके से होता है. So one kind of a breakout is like what you can see here on the chart, where the price generates a breakout, it manages to break past a resistance, but then after that, for the next few quarters, the stock continues to consolidate. It does not correct. What is consolidation? A consolidation is when the price goes up, when it trades flat, and so this is consolidation. And what is a correction? A correction is when the price goes up and then the price comes down half of the up move that it has witnessed. So this is a correction and this is a consolidation. So in this particular case, what do you see? You see a consolidation happening, right? So consolidation is a positive thing for the stock. So it is nothing negative. So then why is it happening? फिर ये क्यों हो रहा है? ये मन में आएगा ना आपके कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? ये तानला जैसा भागा क्यों नहीं? मैंने तानला तो देखा था, जिस तरीके से भागा, राउंडिंग बॉटम बनाया, जिस 90 रुपए से जो भागा 1000 रुपए तक भागा, वैसे ये स्टॉक मैंने लिया 700 में, ये 7000 क्यों नहीं हुआ? ये आपके मन में आ सकता है. तो ये क्यों नहीं हुआ? क्योंकि इसमें जो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं वो बिजनेस को, यानी एक पहला इंडिकेशन तो उनको मिल गया बिजनेस से, लेकिन उन्हें फर्दर कंफर्मेशन चाहिए, और कंफर्मेशन उनको चाहिए, इसलिए प्राइस है ना यहाँ पे रुका है. पिछले 2 क्वार्टर से रुका है, अगला एक क्वार्टर का रिजल्ट देखेगा, सही में इसमें इंटरेस्टिंग कुछ हो रहा है क्या, reconfirm. This is what we call as reconfirmation, revalidation of a particular breakout. So there are 2 types of breakout, as I explained. One is when the price moves fast after a breakout, and second is when the price consolidates because people want to reconfirm the breakout that has happened, right? So there's no problem, this is still valid. So in case of Shankara, the stop loss is at 480. 480 का आपका स्टॉप लॉस है, धीरे धीरे एक्यूमुलेट करना है, एक वो बात हो गई. या फिर जैसे मैंने पहले जयकॉर्प के केस में कहा, एसबीआई के केस में कहा, स्पेशलिटी के केस में कहा कि स्टॉक कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है, तो उसका कंसोलिडेशन होने दीजिए, घाई गड़बड़ मत कीजिए. कंसोलिडेशन होने के बाद, सो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई शो यू द डेली चार्ट फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक, यानी इसका अगर हम डेली चार्ट देखते हैं तो आपको ये कंसोलिडेशन क्लियरली दिख जाएगा. ये देखिए, दिख रहा है ना आपको कंसोलिडेशन. अब ये कंसोलिडेशन पे हमने क्या कर सकते हैं, तो यहाँ पे आप ट्रेंड लाइन प्लॉट कर सकते हैं. ये देखिए, ये ट्रेंड लाइन ये सिलेक्ट कर ली, ये सारे टॉप्स जो हैं ये ज्वाइन करके ये यहाँ पे मैंने ट्रेंड लाइन प्लॉट कर दी. तो ये जो कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है उसको कंसोलिडेशन करने दीजिए, कुछ दिक्कत है नहीं. आज शादी नहीं है तो आपने चिंता नहीं करनी कि यार क्या गिफ्ट लाऊं, कब जाऊं, कितने बजे जाऊं, कैसे जाऊं, गाड़ी निकालूं, पेट्रोल है नहीं है, बारिश है, कुछ सोचने की जरूरत नहीं. आपने रुकना है, आज शादी है ही नहीं. शादी कब होगी, कब आपने जाना है शादी में, जब ये ब्रेकआउट जनरेट करेगा तब. तो ये जब ब्रेक करेगा, कौन सा लेवल है, 800 का लेवल है, 800 का लेवल है. So whenever it breaks that 800 level, a valid breakout, you get an update from me on WhatsApp, you get detailed analysis about this stock in precision assist. बस इनविटेशन मिल गया, शादी का कार्ड, दूसरे दिन अटेंड करना है, शादी है उस दिन. समझ में आ गया? So simple thing. So whenever you get a breakout above 800, that's the point when you'll get an invitation, and that is the point when you enter. If you buy today and nothing happens for the next 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, 1 year, you'll become uncomfortable. Your money is blocked. So why do that? Got it? So the 7th stock for you is Shankara, which I think you should have, which should be on your radar. Okay, the next stock is interesting. Axis Bank. Okay, recently I had uploaded a video in which I had discussed about multiple resistances here in the horizontal lines that I have plotted here. This is the chart of Axis Bank. This is a daily chart of Axis Bank. And you can see that today the stock has managed to break past all these resistances. And this breakout has happened with a strong kind of volume. So let's go to the monthly chart. The monthly chart is not complete as yet, but we'll get a better perspective as to why this stock is interesting. Okay, now the reason as to why this stock is interesting is, please understand, this monthly candle is not complete. It will be complete on the last day of the month. Next week, this candle will be complete. Okay. Now, these are the resistances level, horizontal lines that I plotted are resistances which you need to watch. See, multiple times the stock came to this level, faced resistance, and from here it traded below this level. It traded flat or it fell down. In this case, this is the COVID fall, and just 1 year before that, the fall had started. But you can see all these resistances have been taken out by the price this month, right? A strong kind of move. And if this candle manages to close above these multiple year, multiple top resistances, what do you expect going forward? A bullish trade. So Axis Bank is one stock which has to be on your radar, no doubt about it. So what are the levels that you have to watch in this case? Let me tell you those levels. I'll just write them here. See, this resistance starts from this level of 815. The next level is 828. And the third level is 867. Which now become a support. Let me write them as support. So support is 867, 827, and 815. So this is the support band for the stock. If the stock continues to respect these levels and if it continues to trade above these levels, then it's a positive trade. It's going to trade bullish. So for all the long trades that you initiate in this particular stock, your stop loss has to be below these levels. So 810 का आपका stop loss होना चाहिए. आज कितना है? 900 है. और क्या क्या होगा? ये मल्टी ईयर मल्टी टॉप ब्रेकआउट है, मल्टी बैगर कैंडिडेट, 3 years time frame period. If you want to get into a short trade, then we have to go for a daily chart for analysis. But it's interesting right now on the monthly chart, long-term chart. Long-term chart पे ये फिलहाल interesting लग रहा है. So Axis Bank is one stock which has to be on your radar. And whenever it qualifies on the last day of the month, if it qualifies, if it validates the breakout, then you'll get the detailed analysis of this stock in Precision Assist. So you don't have to worry. You'll get the detailed analysis from my side. Okay. So this is Axis Bank. The second last stock for this session is IDFC. So this also I discussed a few days back in my YouTube video. The reason for this, me to discuss this stock again, similar to what I discussed in Bharti Airtel or Specialty or Jai Corp or Specialty. Look at this chart. Look at this trend line that I have plotted. For how many years? Right from 2007. Isn't it interesting? So from 2007, this trend line that I've plotted here was acting as a resistance. Look at the number of times that the stock has faced resistance here. See here. See the number of times. And there are other tops as well. So the price did not come to the trend line level, but yes, the price tried to bounce back. It did not sustain. And from 2007 till 2022, 14 years of resistance. And what is the price doing now? The price has moved above it. Important. This is a monthly candle and monthly candle has not closed yet. So on the last day of the month, you have to open this chart of IDFC and check whether it's a valid breakout or not. If there's no valid breakout, you ignore the stock. If there is a valid breakout, then it becomes an opportunity for you. So this may not be an opportunity today. It may not be an opportunity tomorrow, but it could be an opportunity on monthly closing. And when is the monthly closing? Monthly closing is 1 week later. Got it? So this is one stock which has to be on your radar. This is IDFC. And the last stock of this session is Godfrey Phillips. Once I explain you this stock, after that I will explain you about the stock app that we have, and Amit sir is also going to join us in this session so that he can explain you all the freebies that you get in that particular app. Okay, now this is the chart of Godfrey Phillips. Again, this is a monthly chart. Monthly candle is not complete. It will be complete on the last day of the month. If you look at this chart, I've plotted the trend line that I've plotted is right from 2015 till now. So this is a 7-year-old trend line. So multiple times this stock to the price went up, faced resistance, came down, went up, came down. Look at here, multiple times the price had faced resistance here. And what is the price doing this month? The price has managed to break past this level. What is this level? This level is of 1360. तो 1360 के ऊपर जब तक ये स्टॉक है, इसमें इंटरेस्टिंग है, कुछ तो हो रहा है, लॉन्ग टर्म में ये अच्छा चलने वाला है, लेकिन वैलिड ब्रेकआउट पे, मंथली क्लोजिंग पे. So wait for a monthly closing for this particular stock to break past this or to close above this resistance line. Once that happens, then yes, this also becomes a bullish trade. Where is my stop loss in case of a bullish trade? Always remember the logic. If I am looking at a particular level, 1360 का लेवल है, 1360 के ऊपर ये ब्रेक करता है और मैं इसको एक लॉन्ग ट्रेड बना लेता हूं, तो सीधी बात है मेरा स्टॉप लॉस कहां पे होना चाहिए? 1360 के नीचे होना चाहिए. So my stop loss has to be at 1355 or 1350. The logic is the reason for which I entered a trade. If the reason fails, I exit the trade. समझ में आ गया? जिस कारण से मैंने वो ट्रेड लिया था, वो कारण अगर नलीफाई हो जाता है, फेल हो जाता है, तो वो ट्रेड में से मैंने बाहर निकल जाना है. दिस इज द सिंपल एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ अ स्टॉप लॉस. ठीक है? तो स्टॉप लॉस को ये नहीं कहना है कि अरे मैं देख नहीं पाया भाई, मैं भूल गया, रे मैं बिजी था. नहीं, स्टॉप लॉस डज नॉट, स्टॉप लॉस ट्रिगर हो गया निकल जाने का. गॉट इट? ओके, सो these were the 10 stocks which I wanted to discuss with you. I will just recap them. This was Godfrey Phillips. Before Godfrey Phillips, it was IDFC. Then it was Axis Bank. Then Shankara. Before that was Rights, Specialty Restaurants. Then State Bank of India. Trill, that is Transformers and Rectifiers India Limited. J Corp Limited. Bharti Airtel. So these were the 10 stocks which I wanted to discuss with you in this particular session. Okay, now the next part is about the app which I wanted to explain to you. One second. Now, if you in the YouTube channel, if you go to this particular link for my app, or if you go to Google Play Store and search for MJ Stock, you'll come across this app. You can install the app. Once you install the app, you'll start getting updates from me. And the precision assist that you get in the software right now, and the Pro Trader tabs that are available in the Provision software, in the next few days, these tabs are also coming up in the app. So on your mobile itself, you can track your trades, you can track your stocks, you can track the recommendations, you can track the analysis on your mobile itself. Once this is released, the next release which is coming up is going to be a portfolio tracker, which is going to follow the AIM strategy, which is going to take a lot of your headache away, because it will not only track your positions, but it will also tell you the right point when you have to exit, when you have to do partial profit booking, levels when you have to do further profit booking, and the point where you exit a particular trade. So it will not only limit you to getting into a trade, but it will also help you in executing the further trades, doing partial profit booking, and doing completely exiting the trade. So all these features are coming up in the app. So if you have not installed the app, the link for the app is available in the description of this video on the YouTube channel. Plus, you also get the link in most of my videos. Or if you go to Google Play, you can search for MJ Stock app, and it will also be available there. Cool. So that is all that I had to share with you today in this particular session. I wish you a very happy Diwali and a very profitable new Samvat. If you have any more queries, you can always ping me on my WhatsApp. If you have not joined me on in my mentorship program, then do send me a WhatsApp message. I will get you enrolled for that as well. And on this weekend, a further video is going to come up on a new interesting stock. I hope you liked this video. If you have liked it, do give it a thumbs up and share the video with your friends as well, so that they are aware with the updates, the view on the markets as well as the stocks. A very happy Diwali to you and a profitable new Samvat. Thank you for joining me in this session. Good night.